Genuinely, wholeheartedly ask the people you care about, how are you? I don't have an incredible answer to how you can find more joy, success, or love in your life, but I do believe that sometimes the right question is more effective than a multitude of incorrect answers. I don't know about you, but I go days without my phone ringing, weeks without a knock at my door, and don't even ask me how long it's been since I've received a handwritten letter in the mail. At this point in time, I would just settle for a positive and thoughtful email, really. I honestly don't know what bothers me more, how often telemarketers call, or how seldom my friends and family do. Regardless of whatever temperature it may be outside of New Orleans, and man, it changes per day. The world has become so cold. Social distancing has never seemed to come to an end, and it's so much further than 6 feet these days. It's hard to even engage in conversation because everyone focuses so much on their differences, how people vote, whether or not they get vaccinated, their religious belief, what news they believe, what channels they watch. So many of us have lost our faith in politicians, scientists, God. But the real destruction comes as a result of us losing faith in each other and in ourselves. We need to focus on the many things we all universally have in common. We get sad. We get lonely. We want to be loved. We want to feel like we matter. We want to create memories and share those beautiful memories with others. Despite popular belief and the data in your cell phone, nobody wants to be the only one in every single photo. And yet, there are people starving with a fridge full of food. They hunger for purpose. They thirst for conversation. There are people who live in abundance. Their houses filled to the top, but they feel empty. There are people in their warm, cozy homes, frozen. Frozen in place, trapped by their fears, their anxieties. There are people who feel completely alone in a crowded room, wanting nothing more than for someone, honestly anyone, to look up from their cell phones and to acknowledge through some form of eye contact they exist. There are people with beautiful voices who suffer in silence. And I personally believe that so many of us want nothing more than for someone to just genuinely ask us, how are you? And then give us the time, the space, and the patience it takes for us to answer a seemingly simple question after being conditioned through a vast majority of our life to either say fine and ask them, to dismiss the question entirely, or to just provide an answer that we think is what they want to hear. I believe that it's a matter of life and death. I know that 3 words can change someone's life, whether it's the person saying it or the person hearing it. I know that 3 words can save someone's life in a matter of seconds. I know because the inverse is true. I know that in a matter of seconds, someone can end their existence. All they have to do is feel afraid, alone, and abandoned. I know that this is true. I don't want to, but life insisted. I learned this lesson the worst way it can possibly be taught when I lost my 26-year-old niece to suicide. Everyone looked at her social media, and she is pretty. Everyone looked at her social media and her posts and thought everything was perfectly fine and she's happy and everything is great. It's like everyone sat and saw this amazing performance, but no one could smell the smoke and the destruction going on backstage behind the curtain. But then again, no one called. No one knocked on her door. No one bothered to take the time to ask, "How are you?" And now no one can. I beg all of you, put your differences aside. I know that tension, anger, and anxiety makes for great poetry, but cease the endless arguing over things that truly don't matter, because your hands only have enough space to either hold a grudge or hold a loved one. And anything that stands between you and who you love isn't worth having in the way. And honestly, as intelligent as I am sure all of you are, what's the point in being right if no one you love is left?